love it when I turn up the bass.
Well, hey, you believe we are live?
Are we?
Hello, people.
Yeah, I think so. Somebody wants to find out if we're actually on
Yeah, we're
YouTube
live.
review.
Yes, we're live.
Oh, and yes, for those that are wondering how come we're 2 minutes late, technical difficulties on behalf of.
Get out of it. Not listening to you.
Oh no!
Get out of it. Every single fucking time. Go on, say it. Go on. Why is it? Why? What have I got?
What? It's not my fault, is it?
Fuck off.
I mean, buy this cheap crap, and then you wonder why it don't work.
SK Racing, evening.
Good
Yeah,
evening.
Oh, well, I don't know if you've seen the title of this live stream, but being as I thought, it's all a bit random tonight. So, live stream about what? I'll tell you, anything and anything.
Well, there's plenty
And
to
out.
talk about.
Oh,
Yeah. Right, what we're kicking off with? We're kicking off with the riots that aren't riots going off in Leicester, Birmingham, and where else? Wherever.
apparently there's advertisements
Luton.
for London as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yes, there's an advertisement for tomorrow at 12 p.m. in Wembley, apparently.
Yeah, which we're not gonna push that.
Know about it?
Yeah, we're not gonna push that, obviously. But one thing that I would say about that is, I thought advocating violence was a crime, and to publicly advocate for crimes to occur was definitely a crime. So how come the people that are posting these adverts targeting other people are not being done? How come it's something out? I mean, I dare say this is out on Facebook, Getter, and social media. I would have thought.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, they can get probably about 2,000 police to protect a bunch of Antifa today at a protest, and yet, will that place be policed tomorrow?
Oh,
Considering
I don't know.
they've
You could. I mean,
been advertising.
the thing is, could you really call that a protest? There was 30, around about 30 people, all that proud to be there, that was all covering the faces and hiding behind signs and umbrellas. You know what I mean? When you have people like that going to a protest, you can't even call it that. You can just call it a bunch of dickheads getting together. Fucking.
Yeah. I wonder if they were on the average wage, above the threshold. £10-20 an hour, do you reckon? How much would they charge?
Well, I don't know. My question is more of this. When I went to a protest, I never wore a mask or anything else. I went to the protest because I believed in the protest. I wanted people to see that I am there for this fucking protest and everything else. So, is that not called I had a conviction for the protest or whatever it is, right? But then you got these Antifa there, all hiding behind masks, placards, and umbrellas, so you can't see the faces. Do they actually believe in what they're protesting for?
I'd hide myself what they're fucking protesting for. They just protest. They protest the envelope opening of a fucking envelope and go against the opening of the envelope.
Yeah, so that's my point. These people are there, right? As if they're there for other reasons. Not that they actually believe in being there. Otherwise, they'd be proud to be there, wouldn't they? It's as if they're just being, paid shills to just turn up.
Yeah, definitely.
Create shit and fuck off, basically. But I noticed how they was well outnumbered by the old Bill. I mean, I think they was outnumbered by the fucking kindergarten class. You know what I mean? Fucking,
that walk by. I
Yeah.
know, yeah.
I mean, ridiculous. But we digressed onto that. We was on about yeah, the
What's going
The
on?
Hindus
Hindus.
and the Muslims that are in a permanent battle in Leicester, it seems.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
is it just the Hindus or the Sikhs involved in this, or is it Hindus and
Well,
Muslims
I
or
got
what?
confused because I'm sure I've seen a Hindu, I mean, a Muslim sort of Sikh. You know, they were asking. I thought, well, hold on a minute. Wouldn't the Sikhs be on the? Yeah, it's a different fucking world, isn't it?
I thought it were Sikhs that they were fighting. I didn't think it were Hindus.
But no, it's my understanding it's Hindus and Sikhs.
Yes, Hindus that the Muslims are after.
Because I seen
But I'm sure
something.
I've seen something to do with Sikhs, which really did confuse me.
Well, I seen something that proper confused me when it was extremist far right Hindus. I was like, right,
Yeah. Well, we do live in a mad, mad world.
yeah,
Right,
Bob Boo, you're right. It's not cricket, but it all started over cricket, apparently.
yeah, but they've turned around and said it wasn't. That was the catalyst. Apparently, this has been going on for quite some years.
50
Yeah.
years since they fucking moved there, apparently.
600 years. 800.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, in another country. Oh, yeah.
so they've been at each other for a minute then, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, and who'd have
Well,
thought?
it's Pakistan and India, isn't it?
Yeah, but who'd have thought? I mean, having them left their homelands and they've travelled all the way to get here, that they'd still bring the grievances of the shit that they had there.
Yeah, they just live their life the way they did.
And
Yeah, well, the problem is like it was pointed out that where you have groups of people that are not moving into and having just like an area, well, like it was pointed out, ghettos, and they're living in them ghettos, and then you've got the English living over there, and you've got the Muslims living over there, the Hindus living over there, and the parents are passing on what came from that country into this country and the hatred between each other instead of by breaking them apart and saying, well, no, we're not going to allow you to have these ghettos.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna
exactly that.
and that's what's happened.
yeah, but
Well, what happened, Callow? I lived in a Muslim community for 10 years. And I honestly, thinking about the time there, is exactly what you're saying. They put people in areas to congregate with their own. That's how they thought it should work. That, you know, you bring them over, they all bring together, so you can have a community straight away, which they should never have ever done. They should have just moved them in wherever the housing were. They should never have congregated them.
our answer should that you know, people still had free will to move around and live wherever they wanted in the country when there was being like bought over. I mean, now it's a bit difficult because we're running out of fucking houses. But I mean, there is a flip side to this that I see, right? Because you know, you say they shouldn't congregate and build communities in, you know, inside another country, but that's exactly what we do. Name a country that we haven't gone to, that we haven't got an expat community all huddled together.
Well, yeah, you can't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we don't.
We
Sort of
do
try and
it.
take over.
Well,
No, I don't think
Open
it's taking
warfare
over.
on the streets of your own country.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah. Sorry,
I
I
thi-
misunderstood what you're saying.
I
Trent, yeah.
think education has a big part in it because I mean, when yes, okay, we go to different places in the world, we might not want to take over. We'll still like to change things for the way that we want them to be changed, and you know, I mean, I've seen that happen too.
But you're talking about a full English breakfast.
Exactly, in a
Yeah,
foreign
yeah.
country. You know what I mean?
That's exactly
Yeah,
what
but you're not going across the road and starting fights with the Spanish, are you?
No. And on top of that,
You know what I mean?
They open a restaurant up, and the Brits go there. They're not taking over a whole street or an whole shopping complex just to cater for an English breakfast.
Or a city and a town.
Markets, complete markets full of, well,
Please stay.
English, full of English. How disgusting is that? Imagine a market
hang on.
full of white
Please stay.
English.
Nobody can hear you.
I says, have you ever seen Benidorm?
Mm.
You're about we don't take over the entire place. We took over the entire fucking part of that.
In the 80s, I mean, there's new and old, isn't there? And I think both were fucked by the 90s.
I know who we're at war with in Benidorm over there. Who are we causing trouble with?
Well, as far as the Spaniards are concerned, we are the problem. We are the trouble because you get a lot of, young kids go over there, get pitched up on cheap beer and create fucking issues.
We are the world.
You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say is you've got to put things into perspective, right? Yes, these people come here, and if they come here legally, then that's one aspect of it. My biggest aspect of it right now is we're being invaded by our borders being fucking so lax that, you know what I mean? All you got to do is get a dinghy and you can fucking waltz in. No passport, no credentials, no nothing. And now you can bring guns and fucking anything else you want as well.
And worse.
Because that's the way it fucking is at the minute. I think that's a big fucking issue, and I don't understand why we're putting them up in 4-star hotels. They broke the law to get into the country. They should be in a jail cell until they're fucking kicked out the country for breaking the law to get in. And them people should never, ever be allowed to have asylum here because they broke the law to get into the country. One strike, you're fucked.
I agree.
What? These people that are coming over on the dinghies are asylum seekers in France or Germany, right? So if they failed asylum seekers there, why is this country allowing them in? Knowing full well they failed the asylum thing. Therefore, they're never going to pass the asylum thing here. They're just economic migrants. Therefore, they have no right to be here. Therefore, the law should be upon us to just say, right, you came from France, you're going back to France. You're an economic migrant. You're nothing to do with it.
I had a letter through the other day on the British lifeboat wanting money. And I just thought, well, hold on a minute. You're now a fucking taxi firm for a bunch of fucking refugees coming into the country. The fuck do I want to give you money for?
Rams put a comment in. Do you have no-go zones in British areas in Spain? Question. Well, the thing is, dude, you'd have to ask a Spaniard that, because I don't know, but a Spaniard would know. A Spaniard would know whether he feels safe going into a predominantly fucking British area. Well, I dare say they would. But, like I said, there's parts that we go to that when we get there, and when I'm on about the youth mainly, they get there, they fucking destroy the place, and they fucking... You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you go across there, and it's like the Messiah's fucking return.
Well, it's roundabouts and swings, isn't it? I'm trying to keep an open view on things a little bit, but certain things you can't have an open view on. If they've broke the law to get in the country, they shouldn't be here. Not only that, they can never be asylum seekers because they've already passed through 5 fucking countries that are not at war before they get here.
Yeah.
So that don't float. You know what I mean? You're spent with that.
Yeah, so I can't work out why all of a sudden we can't kick them out. You know? What? Because they've said, we're seeking asylum here. Well, no. You've been refused it in Europe, which means to get to us, you've come through, like I said, safe countries. You've tried asylum in these countries, and they've said, no, you're not an asylum seeker, you're an economic migrant. So the point of the matter is, we should just, me personally, I think the minute the water, they should be took onto, a ferry, sent back to France, whatever. Even an aeroplane, I don't care. Stick them on an aeroplane. Right, pick your destination because that's where you're going. It's all right saying, well, you're just pushing problem on. No, give them the destination to their country. If you're telling me you can't tell where most of these people are coming from, you're wrong, because it's the way they talk, what language they speak, and things like that. If you get interpreters to interpret what they're saying, you know where they're from. Stick them on a plane to that country. Bye-bye. It'd be cheaper.
Well, you'd like to think so. I mean, instead of, what was it, trying to put 6 people onto a fucking Boeing 747 that holds fucking like 400 people just to fuck them off. I mean, we could fill that plane 10 times over and still have fucking half the hotels full at this rate.
Yeah.
And the plane costs the same whether you fill it or not.
Yeah, exactly. It makes no fucking sense.
Okay.
But we all knew that was a crock of shit. We all knew it was just a Priti Patel fucking saying one thing while in the background she's funding the opposition to stop her from doing it. You know what I mean? And when I say she's
I'm gonna
funding
try
it,
and get asylum in Hawaii, I think.
when I say she's funding it, I mean you're funding it because all that fucking legal aid comes out of the taxpayers' fucking wedge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it don't matter because it ain't their money.
And on and on.
The question still begs is why it's still happening. You know what I
Because
mean?
it's by design.
Unbelievable.
It's because it's by design. There isn't. It's in.
Mm.
What were the figures we were talking about earlier? It was 37, I think, was said 37,000 so far this year, and this is just, I
That's
presume,
ridiculous.
just across the beaches of the southeast. Let alone what's going on through the tunnel.
No, that's just your Dover.
I think they just want to race war.
over, is it? Not. Fuck me. Right, so that's this year, and last year it was something like 20 odd, and the year before it's dramatically less. And so,
And
what
the
is?
thing is that there's 365 days in a year. Now, 1,000 day, okay, there's not 1,000 every day. But I bet you're talking about 200,000, am I 30,000?
Well, the thing is that obviously as winter comes, they don't come across the seas. Which
Yeah.
is awesome.
That's why I knocked it back from 365,000.
But they still come through the tunnel. And I always said when they built that, it would cause no but trouble. You know,
Yeah, agreed.
obviously.
Yeah. SK Racing, why do they have to be housed on mainland? Why not put them in barracks on one of the islands surrounding the UK whilst their claims are sorted? Well, you see, because barracks and stuff like that just ain't good enough for them. Do you not remember the barracks that they burnt down because it had shit Wi-Fi and, you know, it's good enough for our soldiers. Our soldiers are all right to be in there, but these immigrants that are illegally invaded the country, it's beneath them.
You give them a fucking tent, just like the French did, and give them a bit of land on a fucking island away from us.
But it's
They
worse,
have
though,
more
isn't it?
rights than us on
It's
our
worse.
fucking homeland.
It's worse because, well, I say worse. How can it be worse? To add to the misery of all of this, I'm sure everybody remembers a story from a few weeks ago when the university students went back, and I think it was, Ireland. I think it was Ireland, and they'd paid up. They got their digs, everything. And when they got there, the digs have been given out to, in inverted commas, refugees, and so the students had to camp out in tents in the quadrangle.
Yeah.
You know, and they'd already paid.
How they rule ya.
Yeah, it's a complete and utter piss take. But I mean,
Oh dear.
it blows the mind. These people that are in power don't just have the minerals to fucking call a spade and go, look, you're an illegal. You've got no fucking rights. Your rights stopped when you fucking broke the law, gaining entry to this fucking country.
They shouldn't reach our
Fuck off.
beaches. They should be fucking stopped mid-fucking channel. Fuck off.
Well, after we paid the French, what is it now, 125 million we've paid them now to fucking
No,
stop
more than
them.
that,
Well, we paid...
probably about fucking $1 billion.
No, we paid them 50 million. Right?
Yeah.
That was the initial thing, to upgrade all their border controls and all that shit on their side. Then they says, oh, that ain't good enough, we need another 25 million. So we gave them another 25 million, is my understanding. And then they says, oh, well, if you really want us to stop them from coming in, it's going to cost you another 50 million.
Oh, I thought
Exactly,
it
they
was
just-
13.
They
Right,
just
okay,
walk
yeah.
all over us all the
Yeah,
time.
but you're also forgetting all the drones we sent them. Yeah, we sent them drones to patrol the beaches, which never got there. They went elsewhere.
Good health.
Toys.
Hello.
Right.
We got traded in for dinghies.
No,
They
these are,
sent over to Ukraine.
yeah, probably.
But, I mean, right, if you look at the food consumption of the UK, right, now you can work out a certain percentage for fat people, right, that eat more. Fucking, you know what I mean? Work out that. Get a rough estimate. You'll still see that we are fucking eating like 10 million people more a year. You know what I mean? That
Oh,
are not
yeah,
meant to be here.
There's not 65 million here. There's fucking more like
Oh,
75.
sorry, you mean
million.
feeding,
Yeah,
not
you-
eating.
You could.
We're not
thinking, hang
Soylent
on.
Green, you know.
No,
I'm not too sure when I turned into a cannibal, but yeah, okay,
no,
I'll
but-
go.
you know what I mean? But the country's eating enough for like 80 million people, right? And there's only 65 or 66 million people in it. Now, if you take out a fucking 10% percentage or whatever you want, right? Take out 10 million, right, for fat people. That still leaves you with a decent fucking chunk, which is a bigger proportion than what they're saying is in the country illegally.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. All of it is bullshit. We're
Well,
full. We've been full for a while.
You look at when they sent all that thing round to these migrants that had come from India and that, so they could go home. They were putting a thing up saying, if you want to go home, we'll pay for you to go home. And look how many took that up. And they didn't even know these people were actually in country.
Yeah.
Thousands took it up to go back home because some of them were living on streets, some of them were living in old buildings and things like that. And they said they'd had enough that England wasn't. And that's the only reason why these people keep coming is because when these people come on the boats and they're given £177 a week, plus 3 meals a day, plus a roof over their head 7 days a week, and don't have to work for this. They're sending text messages back saying, well, hey, 177 quid. And then
Well, we're the biggest Western shithouse that'll keep accepting them.
Yeah. SK Racing again. That's something I hadn't fucking thought of. It hadn't even entered my fucking mind. But yeah, they also tie up the 999 emergency services lines. It's found that one boat made over 100 calls to the 999 once it was in our waters. So these fuckers are getting into our waters, getting reception on the phone, and then phoning 999 to say, come and save me.
Unbelievable. It's a fucking comical fucking treachery.
Kid,
Treachery.
Unreal.
I did not know that.
It hadn't even entered my
I
mind.
did. Yeah, and it makes perfect sense once you think about it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of course you fucking do. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, where'd you go with that?
Fuck me.
Is that not like,
Listen,
literally
idiot,
fucking phoning you?
like Biden.
You know what I mean? They tried to break into your house and they phone you up to say open the fucking door first.
yeah.
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 You know what I mean? I'm invading your country illegally, but you better come and get me because otherwise I'll fucking die and it'll be on your fault. Mate, fucking die then. See you later, whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
somebody says to me, yeah, but what about the babies and the women and the children and everything else? I goes, exactly. What fucking parent should
there's not.
risk the fucking kid's life like that? No fucking parent should do that. So they shouldn't be on the fucking boats in the
90% of
first
all
place.
boats are just men.
Well, that's it. Most of these that are coming over, if you look at them, there ain't that many women and children in there. They're all
isn't.
men, young men. You know, I'm
Who will
sure.
then call for their families to join them. So there's more.
Who just happen to be on no-flight fucking lists and, have criminal records and
He's
all
only a
types of shit.
terrorist in 6 countries, this one. We should take him.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of them are fucking criminals. Well, sorry, yeah, they am. Every single one of them that touches down in our
Every
fucking,
one of them.
land is a criminal because that was a criminal offence to get there. But
Yeah.
no, that know to happen. Go on.
Well, the thing that gets me is you have to ask the question: where they're getting the money to pay these smugglers to smuggle them onto these boats and whatnot? So it's obvious and plain that some dodge is going off from to get into this country. You know, other than getting on a dinghy and coming here.
Well, they have an idiot card, don't they, like Biden for a start, with the NGOs give them a fucking list of what to do.
Well, so I'm sure I heard a figure of between 1,500 and 3,000 that somebody in, I don't know, the Middle East area or wherever would have to pay to get into the UK. Now, I suppose my question is, how the I couldn't lay my hands on that sort of money immediately like that. Well, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, Kenny. I mean, who has got a spare fucking $3,000 knocking about whilst you plead in poverty?
Yeah.
Well, the whole family's coming over eventually. They've probably all fucking stuck together for one to get over to bring the fucking 10 of them over.
Do you know what? That does make fucking sense, doesn't it? That does make sense.
Well, the thing is, isn't it? Once they're here and once they've got the green card, under UK law, that their family are paid for to come over by our tax.
Paid for as well. Fucking who'd have thought it? Fucking.
You know, because the what you call it, aren't they? You can't. You can't not have their families in because it's against their human right not to do their families. Well, I've got a good thing for that. Stick them on a plane back to. Once you know where the family is, you know exactly where the person's from. So therefore, you say, yeah, we're going to reunite you with your family. Yeah. Go to meet you at the airport. Ta-ta.
Yeah, deport to ancestry.
This shouldn't be so much of a fucking, concept. Coming illegally, you get turned around, you get fucked off. You about don't make it. You shouldn't have fucking tried it. Not my fault. Darwin. Fuck you. Ta-ra. I'm done.
Yeah. Darwin Awards.
So, what? It just rolls the fuck out of me like the shit does, but yeah. I'll keep on fucking harping on about the fucking bollocks that we can't keep on changing. I mean, what can we fucking change?
In Bristol, St Mary's Church in Bristol has got a stained glass window that depicts Jesus in one of these dinghies coming across the fucking channel.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Yes, we've even got a picture somewhere.
Oh, hang on.
It's amazing.
Is that the stained glass window they removed because it had Colliston in it?
Yes.
And they've got Jesus coming.
Bristol.
And they've got Jesus coming across in a fucking dinghy. Is that fuck? Well,
yeah, and he's multiracial.
The Church of England.
Yeah, Anglican apparently.
Oh my dear God.
Yeah, awesome it is, isn't it?
Fucking great, innit, eh? The treachery in this country knows no bounds.
Right.
No.
The fucking religion in England, right? It's ridiculous. I don't understand churches. I'm not religious. Fucking, I can't be dealing with all that bollocks. But for the people that are, why the fuck are you not fucking going to your churches and going, right, can we actually talk about the real world a little bit? And can you stop bending over for every other fucking religion to shit on us, please? Because in the eyes of the fucking world and the rest of the country, our religion's looking pretty fucking weak at the minute. You know what I mean?
The weakest of the weak.
You're bending over for a fucking ideology the majority of the time. I mean, fucking imams going into churches and giving sermons. Okay. Now let's see the
Come
priest.
on, church.
Now let's see the
Grow
priest.
some balls.
Now let's see the priest go into the fucking mosque and give his sermon. Are we going to see that? Fucking hell no. I'll see that. So why is it a one-way street? I don't get this. Churches need to start fucking having a bit of a backbone. And
They only needed to grow a pair.
Why that is a one-way street? Well, it's easy, really, isn't it? Because they want to convert everybody to their religion at the end of the day. And the way it's happening is through stupidity of our priests and whatnot. That their religion's like ours, because at the end of the day,
Virtuous and meek.
they're saying because they believe Jesus is one of their prophets. Really, if Jesus were one of their prophets, as they put it out to be, why are they killing people? Why are they stoning people? Because clearly states that Jesus said no, and he is without sin to cast the first stone. And since Jesus believed that nobody is without sin, nobody should cast the first stone. And not only that, if you rip a Bible up, you're not going to get stoned to death. If you rip a Quran up, or even mention anything untowards a Quran, you'll
Anything blasphemous.
So at the end of the day, you've got to be very careful on how you tackle the subject and why the churches are just
Well,
bending down.
indeed, you can be preaching the Christian gospel in London and get arrested because you're public order offence, harass, distress, and harm to perceived others that may or may not be harassed, distressed, or harmed.
But Callow, fucking, you touched on something. I mean, if you even mention anything untowards to do with the Quran, right? That brought back a memory of a bird that was stoned to death, right? Because she knocked the book off the table, it landed on the floor. It was deemed that she'd done it on a purpose, so she was stoned to death for it. And I'm like, at what part, right, can anybody tell me that that's religion? Because as far as I was aware, as far as I was aware, religion was meant to be help thy neighbour. You know what I mean? Fucking better yourself and the people around you. Be nice, be kind, be loving, be generous. You know, be merciful. I can't see how anybody who could act like, that situation to occur, how it could ever be called religion.
Their stoned is completely different to my stoned.
Yep.
But this is the thing, isn't it? At the end of the day, in America, they do stuff that you wouldn't dare do in this country. I mean, you look at then that put bacon over a Quran. If you dare to even do that in this country, you'd be run out of the country.
Well, that bloke died because he fucking put a bacon sandwich on the mosque, eh? He got fucking sent down for it and they killed him inside for it.
Yep.
And they pretended it was salmonella.
So basically, our justice system sentenced him to death when there's no death penalty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I see it.
Oh, you'd be surprised how many people fucking actually die in jails, and you'd never heard of them. So heard of it.
No.
But yeah. Where are we going in this world, man? Because,
Well,
Things are meant to be getting better. Yeah, we're meant to do things to make everything better for people.
I don't know, but all is lost. Abandoned ship.
Well, there was a black American. I understand she was part of the Senate a while, and her name was Stacey Abrams, who even said that when you hear a baby's heartbeat on the ultrasound, that's just a sonic anomaly that the patriarchy has put on to pretend that there's a heartbeat.
Huh?
Yep.
This is the type of degeneracy we're living with. These people, it's like lunacy and madness is normal.
So science can say we found microorganisms, i.e. life, on Mars or wherever, but the beating heart of a fetus in a womb on Earth isn't. And I'm nicking that from Tom McDonald, and I'm not, repeating it very well, but that's the gist of it. It's fucking trust the science. Well, which science?
Whose science? Who's paying for the science?
Yeah.
It's more like a political science.
Yeah.
After killing babies, there are these type of fucking monsters will even want a 9-month-old kid be fucking put to death as an abortion, even though it's fucking 9 months. This is the monsters we fucking live with.
Yeah. But
There's an even worse politician out there. And I'm not even going to say what that fucker did, because that still haunts me, and I'm not willing to give that to other people. What that cunt did.
like I said, we have laws in place to stop that kind of thing. And the minute they try and alter them laws, then we need to be doing something about it, because we can't allow that.
Seriously.
It's disgusting to turn around and say at 9 months that it's not a child and aborting it. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
On the mother's whim.
No. If she's carried it that far, then the father should be asked, if the father's around, of course, if he wants that child. And if he says yeah, then she should be made to give birth to that child. And
But even for these people to bring this up, they're monsters. Absolute fucking monsters.
Well, yeah. I mean, but like I said, it's things. Oh, but it was like that question of what you call it. A woman gets a choice whether it be right or whether it be wrong to choose whether to abort that baby without the father's consent. Now, the argument that was put forward, okay, so if that's the case, then when the father says to you, I don't want nothing to do with this kid, I want you to have that aborted, should that release him then from paying maintenance if you decide to keep that child?
This is a fucking one of them, because there's so many facets to this fucking diamond. Because this is, you know what I mean? Like, in a normal fucking relationship, you'd both have a fucking conversation, you come to a conclusion about what's best for you. Now, I'm not pro-abortion, I'm not anti-abortion. I think in some situations and some circumstances, people fucking check and make the best choices that they can in difficult situations.
Agreed.
What I am fucking definitely against, though, is using abortion as a contraceptive like I've fucking seen people doing, and then the dirty bastards are not only fucking glad and happy about it, they save trinkets of the fucking fetuses for fucking tokens of, this was that one, and this was that one. It's like, you're fucking, you're ill. You are fucking sick in the head. You know,
humans.
But it's all right. They're exposing themselves. So when you see them in the street, you can just look at them and they'll know that they're not very liked.
Well, the thing is, and that's why freedom of speech is so important, because you get these dickheads that will fucking tell you exactly what they think, because they think it's, it's whatever. And you can go, yeah, you really am off your tits. But if you wasn't allowed to say what you've just said, I'd have never known how far off your tits you was.
Yeah.
Well,
the point is, when you see shit like that, why aren't these fuckers having counselling or locked up?
Listening to them.
That's called care in the community, isn't it?
It's because you're denying.
Inclusivity.
It's the
It's
same.
because you're denying their lived truth.
It's the same reason why kids can't choose the bedtime but can choose the fucking gender now at the age of 5.
Well, no, it's wrong. I mean, it's
wrong, but it's happening. It's games.
You've got to nip it in the bud.
When a parent's going to step up and be parents again, instead of just being flimsicals, going with whatever the latest crazies.
A lot of them don't want to be parents, which is why they get
and leaving a school as babysitters. That's what basically half of them are doing.
But the thing is, technically speaking, no, because when you look at the system, when you have that child, you register that child, that becomes a fucking child at state from the minute you register it. So they can come along at any time and say to you, yeah, we're taking the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure about that? Because you don't enter into a contract, do you?
You do when you sign the register.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it in the small print?
And here's your number.
It's you're registering the child to the state.
All right.
It's in the big
if
print.
you refuse to do that, then
You get £1,000 fine.
how can you get a fine if you don't enter a contract?
You need an NI number.
Because the hospital will fucking tell the state that you've had a kid. Then if you don't fucking register your kid, the registration board will then fucking go, you haven't registered your kid. Here's £1,000 fine.
And if you pay that and still don't register,
I don't know.
I don't know anybody that's doing it. And not only that, a lot of people say the reason why you need to register your child is so when it comes to doing services and things like that, then they can budget or create or make a budget to compensate for how many children, adults, kids and whatnot. Because obviously, without that, you don't know how many kids you're going to get to go to school or how many children you might be getting to see the doctors or nurses.
So you're on about the census?
No.
Registering births gives the area that they're registered in the opportunity to plan.
Yes, but still a census on how many kids.
Yeah, well, that's like saying, because you don't. That's the reason why I end up with a fine is because of this. One, if you don't register your child and say in 3 years' time you turn up at hospital with a child that's ill and it needs X amount of money spent on it, this hospital then starts to saying, well, we can't find this child. Why weren't this child registered? Yeah,
does that make a difference with all the fucking people coming over to use the NHS anyway?
Well, what you call it?
Who pays for them?
Hospitals have an X amount budget for certain things. Now, when it comes to these migrants, they can claim off the government from. But when it comes to people living in a state, they get X amount of money per head. If people don't register their kids, they will not get the money per head. So therefore, they lose out.
All right, then. If that's the case, then how do you deregister yourself as an adult?
You can't.
Why?
How can you work? If you deregister yourself, you don't have anything. You don't have a driver's license. You don't have a national insurance number. You can't work. You can't claim anything. You can't drive.
Well, it doesn't stop the illegals, does it?
You can do all of that still. And you can still do it all.
Yeah,
so you
but
get
you may
fucked by the taxman.
Yeah. And you go to prison for it. but you can't drive. If you get caught driving, that eventually you're going to build what they call points make prizes, and then you end up with a prison sentence because you're ignoring the fact of the matter is that you're not registered, so therefore you don't have a registered address.
All right, let's rephrase this. How do you alter your contract to say that you're not a property of the state?
Well, you didn't create the contract, so you can't.
You could
There's got to be
immigrate.
somebody out there that's actually trying to do this.
Well,
Yeah,
according
they
to
could subsets.
according to SK Racing, if you don't register the child, local authority will step in as the child's institutional parent and will register the birth. Elephant. There's no age limit for automatic organ donation. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, and why was that organ donation an opt-out thing instead of an opt-in thing?
Well, for starters, because people didn't opt into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In other words, people didn't fucking want it. Now they're forced to have it unless they know about it prior. And not that many people know about it prior that they've been opted into it automatically. Which, to me, that is a crime.
Yeah. You meant to consent, not fucking. What's the opposite of consenting? Disconsenting.
But you can opt out on it anyway. All you've got to do is go in online.
Decline.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not many people know that they've actually already been opted into it.
Well, there were enough advertisement stuck all over the place that says that they were changing law. You know what I mean? But like you said, there ain't many people still. I suppose people didn't pay attention. But we're here today to say if you'd like to opt out, go online and find the form and opt out of being an organ donor.
I was just wondering, that I wonder how Disney would make the remake of Oliver.
Oliver what?
Oliver
Twist.
Twist.
Yeah,
What is
I
Oliver
wonder how they'd make the remake of that.
Well, it would have to be fucking more diverse straight away.
Yeah. Oliver Twist would not be white anymore.
Yes, but he's got to be in a workout, and he's fucking an orphan.
Right, so, and the rich that would be pickpocketing would have to be of a certain colour, not white.
No, that would have to be white. The rich,
No.
the rich people would have to be white because then we've got the privileges. I was watching, I can't remember what the fucking film was, but I was going, oh, fucking look at this. The white woman has to be a fucking blonde, fucking just basically there as a sex symbol, ditzy fucking bird, absolutely thick as two short planks. Whilst the black bear just happened to be a high profile fucking owner of a corporation, fucking in a whistle and float. I was just like, why? Why do you have to be like that?
Poor old Nancy.
But then I was like remembering it was a film with Whoopi Goldberg in, so that explained that.
Oh, yeah. Well, isn't she in
Wonder
trouble?
who else playing Bullseye.
I don't know, but then she have to pay fucking Rittenhouse.
Have you guys noticed the adverts lately? Yeah, we have, yeah. If you see a white face on it, you're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the diversity quota got slightly miffed, and it swung so much so to non-whites that it's unbelievable. It doesn't show the diversity of the country when the country is 75% white. So you'd expect out of 75, at least 100 adverts, 75 of them have at least more whites in. But no. But do
I've
we care?
noticed that they all put the racial tensions at fucking 10, don't they? They really are fuckers for what they're up to.
Oh, I think they fell flat on the fucking face a few times because they've tried this racial fucking war in England for fucking decades, mate. They've been pushing a racial fucking divide and pushing racial wars for fucking time immemorial. But the thing is, it very rarely fucking happens.
Most people, on the whole, just want to get on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that.
And the thing is,
It's these activists that make the world shit.
it's as if they think that the white people, the black people, the brown people, and everybody in fucking between are as thick as fuck that they can't actually all see the same fucking propaganda.
Crap.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Because you can stand next to a black bloke and he'll watch the same thing and go, they're trying to create a race war, are they? Yeah. Fucking dickheads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is that fucking blatant. But
Yeah.
There was a sort of a video clip of a young black girl watching The Little Mermaid, and because the remake they put the girl as a black girl. Apparently, I was this little girl just turned around. She goes, "What have they done?" She goes, "Ariel is white."
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? You know. But like I said, I suppose it used to be like Bar Bar Black Sheep. Now, if they sing Bar Bar Black Sheep, they then have to sing Bar Bar White Sheep.
No, but then that's not inclusive enough. It's got to be bar LGBTQABCD neutral sheep.
Are you kidding?
Well, it's going to be, isn't it? I mean, because everything's being erased. Absolutely.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
But like, I mean,
Well,
yeah,
yeah, very good.
It's
Like,
to be rewritten.
can be on to joke now, Will. It's like I think what they've decided is that like they're trying to push whites and blacks to fight each other, and in the middle of this, they thought, oh, just add a bit more spice. We'll open up the toilets to men for women, you know, and then vice versa, and then it's like, hang on a minute, no, that's just not right. Well, let's throw that in there as well, you know, so that we've got men going into women's toilets saying that they're trans females, you know.
Well,
I mean, no offense, if I was, say I went swimming, yeah, let's say I went swimming, and you've got your men's thing and you've got your women's thing, and I saw this, and I got a young girl as a daughter going off towards where my daughter's headed. I'm sorry, I'd be saying to this guy, "Where you think you're going?" And if he turned around and said, well, "I'm a trans woman," I said, "Oh, really? So you still got your wedding tackle? You're not. Men's are that way." And if he didn't comply, I'd be knocking the fuck out of him. Sorry. But that's the way I feel. It's time the politicians woke up and realised what's going off, what they're trying to do is not right. And
what we've
it's
got to realise.
mate, I think they already realise it.
Like,
Well, we got to realise that, you see, when black people were brought over here, they expected it to go tits up. Well, we get on. We're all human beings and all this sort of shit. But now they've thrown a different culture into the mix. I don't know what's meant to be going on in this country.
well, I know quite a few Muslims and that. And if you talk to them, what are coming over now, they're even worried. They're panicking that they're allowing this culture to come over that isn't, as they put it, in line. That they're here and they're scared of what we're bringing. You know what I mean? So when they're saying stop it, we've got to ask questions. They're worried. Why are the politicians?
Ivory Tower.
Well, yeah, but unfortunately, eventually the ivory tower gets attacked. Yes, it may be made out of ivory, but eventually the tower will fall and they will then be on the chopping block. Because once they've got rid of us, there's nobody to stop.
But non-violent
Okay.
extremists. Didn't the Moors do the same in Spain? Invaded and conquered, and it was the church that drove them back. Don't you think it's coincidence that the church in the UK has been slowly suffocated? No
Yeah.
resistance. No
And
shit.
there's no resistance.
Yeah.
But-
slowly.
And, yeah. But the point is, unless people band together and say enough's enough, and it's no good saying, oh, we need all whites. No, I'm talking about blacks. Whatever colour you are. If we don't stop and put a line in the sand and say enough's enough, it's time we all banded together and told these fuckwits that we're not taking this anymore, then unfortunately we're going to get steamrolled. And it's happening, you can see it. And,
Well, look at Iran itself. Iran's imploding because they're sick of it.
Mm.
Sick to fucking death of it, in fact. Over there, you swear at one of these fucking mullahs and they'll fucking have you on a death sentence.
oh, there's a kid in a.
Yeah, there's a kid in my daughter's school who says they are trans. If anyone misgenders them or uses their real name, they go straight to the teacher and the pupil who said it are sanctioned.
Never.
I can believe it. Mate, after
One way of
fucking
sticking a fucking target on your back.
after seeing that fucking video, right, where that woman's told the story about there's a girl in America that identifies as a cat and don't use words and just purrs at the teacher and everything. The teacher can't do fucking jack shit.
Oh, geez.
Fucking- After hearing that, this is fuck all. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can fucking believe it. But I mean, what happens when you get to that stage where you can't even teach the kid because it's no longer identifying as a fucking human?
Kick
Well,
it
that-
out and ask it to go and get its fucking lunch and earn it.
Give it some
No.
catnip.
No, what you do is you grab hold of it, take it to animal sanctuary, say find an home for that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
cat.
I've got a better idea, right? You grab hold of the parents, right? And you slap the fucking taste clean out the fucking mouth because all this shit is being pushed on them by the fucking parents, no doubt. I mean, I've had kids and none of my kids have turned around and, you know what I mean, gone, I want to identify. No, they don't want to identify as anything. They just want to be whatever the fuck they're being at the time that they're being it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this, I want to identify, this is adult fucking language. This is adult fucking ways of fucking, terminology being pushed onto the fucking kid. So when a
Yeah.
kid comes out with
Give 'em a good
my
slap in.
gender and I want to identify, somewhere along the lines there's a fucking parent or a guardian or a carer or fucking something for that kid that he's all down for getting virtue signalling fucking fanny points. And in the meanwhile, destroying the kid's life. But
Yeah.
don't matter. They ain't responsible, am they? So,
Yeah, let them bring themselves up.
Yeah, but
What
point
could go
of
wrong?
matter is, why are they even bother? If this kid identifies as a cat, why is it going to school? Because it ain't going to learn how.
It
they
sits
could-
there all day playing with a ball of wool.
So what I mean. At the end of the day, might as well keep it at home. But they won't want that because that means they'd have to look after it.
This is sending
Well-
cats to school animal abuse. We want.
Yeah.
I just want to get back. No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
you do. You do.
Anyway, coming up on the hour mark.
Yeah,
And I think that's enough fucking random bollocks, do you?
yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody
I'd
for
like to
dropping
say
in.
one thing
Go on.
before we go. I'd like to say rest in peace, Jeff Wyatt. You were a decent bloke and you'll be sadly missed.
Go
Right.
on.
He was a good man.
Yeah, definitely. But before we disappear, don't forget to share, like, and if you didn't like, leave a comment. Then we can get things right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, Danny, that's all the shout outs. We're all done.
Thank you.
All right, peeps. Hopefully tune in next Saturday. Check us out in the Discord if you want to. Have fun. More importantly, take it easy.
Good night.
See you guys.